Hello and welcome to Sitting Down with Schneider. Today is May the 14th, and today we are going to be sitting down with Jake Tickner. Let's bring in Jake. Hello, how are you, Jake?
Hey, pretty good.
All right.
Despite the circumstances, I'm all right.
Right on, right on. Hey, before we talk any further, are you okay that I'm recording this? I'm going to pop it onto the YouTube. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Jake, first thing I'd like to do is just have you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you like, some activities you're involved in, things like that. A little intro, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So, my name is Jake Tickner, and I'm from Discovery Bay. Grew up there, went to high school at Liberty, and graduated in 2010 and moved down to Long Beach, where I am currently sitting, not in this location, but you know what I mean. I went to Cal State Long Beach for voice vocal performance. Graduated in 2014, loved my time there, sang with the chamber choir and the vocal jazz group, and then have kind of been working as much as I can in the music industry and doing musical things for my career with, part-time jobs, as you might expect, thrown in there. Since then, so I sing in a group called the Newfangled Four. We're a barbershop quartet, and singing with them since about 2012. Yeah, and I met all those guys through a couple choruses down there that I joined. Westminster Chorus, Masters of Harmony, both big a cappella groups that I don't currently sing with, but sang with for many years and really loved. And we wanted to form a group and do our own thing, and that we did. And what else do? I sing in an a cappella group that used to perform at Downtown Disney and around there when that was open. It's kind of interesting to think of Disneyland closed right now.
I know, it feels surreal to me. Yeah.
It's a weird thing. Yeah. And I record voices and songs for a YouTube channel, a children's YouTube channel called Coco Melon. Really enjoying that. And then I worked full-time for a vegan chocolate company from 2017 to 2019, last spring. And that was like 40 hours a week during the mornings to the early afternoon. And that was, I guess, kind of fell into that, and I really enjoyed it. But, doing music on the side and loving it. And I'm teaching lessons right now out of my room, Skype lessons, private voice and some piano. So, all over the place while remaining in one place.
Right. So has so definitely keeping crazy busy, but have you been able to stay with the music during this shelter in place? You mentioned the lessons, the a cappella group. Have you been able to remain in contact and keep that going, or have there been some things that have been put on hold during the quarantine?
Yeah, as you might expect, we're not really meeting in person, the group, but we're about to put out a little remote collaboration that we were working on, so that'll be fun. That's something that has been keeping me busy. I've been getting my hands dirty with recording and mixing on my computer, so working with mixing vocals and just all kinds of more of the behind the scenes work, which is stuff I didn't really learn so much, and now I'm being forced to, which I think many people are being forced to learn, take on new skills right now to adapt to what the climate has thrown at us. But doing Skype lessons, and I've been able to keep doing as much music as I can under the circumstances, and have just been able to also play my own music just to kind of get those creative juices going, and just to kind of keep the plot.
Yeah, I was going to ask, because you have the music, which is, I feel like, a lot of the other people I've talked to, they said they've taken on maybe a new hobby. You know, a lot of people have said they started baking, right? Or
yes, I have done that. I didn't
I mean,
know.
really?
I didn't know that baking was so easy. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? It doesn't take much to make cookies. And I've had those ingredients in my cupboard for months, right? And now actually had to buy flour. I've never had to buy flour for years. And like I had to replace my flour. It's like a
So
problem.
baking you have taken on a little bit of, so you have taken on some things that maybe hadn't done before, right? Because you have the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else other than baking that's brand new?
Well, I'm ordering more pizza than I usually do. That's kind of been like a fun thing, just to kind of, I don't know, kind of, it feels like a little treat, but also it's nice to tip, the delivery drivers. It's nice to get back into the economy for the guys that
Right.
are out
And
there
support those
really,
guys.
really hustling. Yeah.
So I think it's what you said about the music, because you've got what you've like said you've been involved with and you've been trained to do for all this time, but being able to get that behind the scenes stuff and kind of having the time to figure it out just kind of expands your repertoire a little bit, right? It's like you're now going to be able to do a whole lot more because you can't be face to face. So I think in the long run, it's skills that you'll be able to take with you as once this all lifts and you move forward.
Yeah. It's definitely taught me these. It's taught me things that I knew I should have learned earlier, but I was just like, there's people who do this, and we'll get them to mix our songs, and we'll get them to edit the videos for us because they know how to do this. But now, a lot of stuff is being forced upon us. And I don't. Well, let me just first say I don't take it lightly that I'm in a position where I live, and the financial standing that I'm in allows me to pick up these skills,
right,
and to not worry about so much where my next meal is going to be or how I'm going to feed my family. I'm in a position where I'm privileged enough to do that, and I do not take that lightly. So that's been something that's you kind of, it puts it under a microscope, and you kind of like, okay, I get to examine this closely now. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good to pick up those skills, and it only makes you more versatile as an artist. It only makes you more useful.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, so you said you the children's program. What's it called again? It's called
it's called Coco Melon.
Coco Melon. Now, are you able to still do that from home? Are you able to still make that happen?
I am, actually. They were incredibly generous, and they bought their singers, the people who were doing voices and stuff, they bought them microphones and little interface boxes on Amazon and had them sent to our place.
That is so cool.
Each of our residences. Yeah, I was really blown away. I was like, I'll pay you for it. Like, this is amazing. But they were like, no, it's fine. So yeah, I'm able to do that. I actually like this little thing behind you, that closet. I sort of hung up a blanket, and I took out the bottom pole in it so I can set up a microphone. And it's sort of like a little makeshift booth.
Like a little sound studio?
Yeah. So I'm able to do that.
Cool.
Yeah, I know.
Now, how do you get to, where could we watch Coco Melon? I'm interested, because I would just be interested to see a new episode knowing that you guys are doing it from the house and just kind of see how that's rolling. How do you access that?
That's on YouTube. Yeah, it's called Coco Melon. That's the channel. It used to be called ABC Kid TV, but they since changed the name to Coco Melon. Yeah, and it's pretty popular. I had actually no idea how big the channel was, and I was like, oh geez, I better not suck. So.
And is it CO and then
Coco,
like two separate
Coco
words?
Melon.
Okay.
Yeah. I just realized this is the first time I think I have that on my Facebook profile or something. Like, I'm like the voiceover for this channel, but this is actually the first time I'm like saying that out loud, because I think a lot of people don't know that I do those voices, or that I do like the singing voice, like the male singing voice on those
So if I go check out Coco Melon, you're the male singing voice feed, which it makes sense that
Yeah.
if you're doing like just voiceovers and not just, I know they're hard to do, but if you're doing voiceovers and stuff, you could do that from home. Why not? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
cool.
That
And
was
you
a really
said
easy
that,
transition to make.
yeah, and you said that the group is going to be putting out are you figuring out a way to record at home and then blend them?
Yeah. Yeah. Newfangled Four, we are putting out a medley of music. You'll see it very soon. But yeah, we each take our own recordings from our homes, and then I have them all send them to me. I line them up in my recording, my digital audio workstation, like GarageBand, that kind of thing.
Sure.
And yeah, put some mixing magic on it, as much as I know how to do. And yeah, it almost sounds like it was recorded in the same place at the same time. It's kind of cool.
That's going to be fun to look for. Are you gonna actually, like when you release it, are you gonna say, hey, this was all done at our separate homes kind of thing, and market it that way a little
Yeah,
bit?
I think so. Yeah.
And that'll be on YouTube as well?
Yep. Yeah, that'll be on
Awesome.
YouTube, on Facebook. Probably a little snippet on our Instagram. So all the socials, as they say.
So now you're down in Long Beach, and are you living on your own down there? Are you isolated on your own down there, or do you
Yeah,
have a couple room? Okay,
I'm
all
isolated
right.
on my own, but my brother, Jordan Tickner, I don't know if you ever met him
Hmm?
or, yeah, he lives a mile away.
Okay, so you're getting a little
So
family time. You guys can hang out a little bit. And,
yeah, we've been doing some social distancing, exercise and workout. We've been playing a lot of disc golf. That's something I picked up recently too. Not because of the pandemic, but I'm glad that I picked it up before the pandemic because it's a great way to get exercise and still stay social distance with friends.
you know what? It is so interesting you'd say that. My son, he's up in Chico, finishing up
Mm-hmm.
their distance learning up there, and
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
we're promoting because we're down here, and grandma, she lives with us, and she's 91. Anyways, we're really, I mean, and ourselves, we're trying not to, you know, have the virus, cruise
of
in.
course. Yeah,
And
of course.
so he's really good at letting us know what he's in. He goes, hey, Dad, I went disc golfing yesterday. He goes, he said the exact same thing. It's a great way to stay active and still social distance. And I love disc golfing. I had a chance to go and do it at Golden Gate Park a couple years back. And it's basically you're taking a walk through the park and playing
Yeah,
disc golf. I love it. I think it's a great sport.
yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. It's a fantastic sport. It gets you outside, and there's a lot of little nuances and subtleties, like in the disc shapes and the way that they fly. So it's pretty fun.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the guy that we went with, he's like, "Yeah, man, you're gonna need a putter, a driver." I'm like, "Wait, it's not like you're not just throwing one frisbee." I'm like, "You actually need all these
Just reach
different."
back and throw.
And they're harder to throw too, man. They don't go near as
Yeah,
far. So it's like, oh man. Is it on the
yeah.
beach?
There's a technique.
Is the course that you guys played like along the beach area or? Oh,
No, it's just in a park here in Long Beach.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, you mentioned as you were introing, that you'd gone to Long Beach and you'd gone through the music program there, and I know you guys had nothing but great stuff to say about that. What a great school it is.
Yeah, it's been. I highly recommend it. When we can. I mean, I recommend it no matter what, but
Right.
it's certainly different when you can't be there. I'm sorry that your son has to go through the remote thing, remote grad. Is this his final semester or what's?
No, he's a junior. But
Okay.
they just found out all the Cal States, that whole thing came down. I think it was 2 days ago where they said, for a majority of them, they're not going to start
Yeah.
in the classroom. They're going to do the online. So going into
Yeah.
his senior year, and he also plays, speaking of Frisbee, he plays Ultimate as well. And so
Okay.
he's not going to be able to play Ultimate. But
Right. Is
same
that?
thing you said earlier, yeah, there are things that I can't do, but I'm fortunate enough to be able to have a lot of things. Like you have your music and your lessons, um, and
Yeah.
he's got that same thing. He's got a lot of things he can do. Disappointed, yes, but in relativity,
Yeah. And I think that's important too. It's like your problems are still your problems, and it's okay to have them and be, bummed that you can't go get a haircut or upset that you can't go play have a hang with your friends or whatever.
Right.
But it's just different. It's different.
Yeah.
You know, if your life is relatively, you know, unchanged, then I think the best thing you can do is just to realize that and help others when you can.
Help when you can and try and ride it out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I like to ask as I kind of wrap things up, like when this is all said and done and it lifts, you know, like it fully lifts, and then it's not going to just happen overnight, but having to be shelter in place, when that isn't the case, what are going to be the first couple things that you're going to want to do? Like what would be the first couple things that you just jump at? And if there's too many to even name, then I get it, but I just want to throw that out at you.
No, I don't know. I mean, I was telling my friend this. I was like, I miss going to like a bar, like a local dive bar, and having like a drink or two with a friend, and like sitting close and laughing and like slapping on the back or a high five, or just like, you know, just stuff like that. Because that's kind of who we are.
Yeah,
as
really
humans.
is.
I live alone, and like, so I'm kind of used to not being around people, even though most people think I'm like a people person. I mean, I love humans, I love people, I love my friends, but like I'm used to this, and so I think it's a lot harder on some people than it is for some others. But I do miss going out and hanging in groups, like just going to a bar, like getting dinner with friends.
Sitting down, looking at a menu, and actually getting dinner.
Yeah, I miss like sitting in like one of your favorite restaurants and just like being there with the waitress, with your friends, and just the cordial closeness.
Totally get it. All right, well,
I
hey.
guess it's conviviality, the convivial.
Conviviality?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a big old word. I'm gonna have to go look that up when we're done.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
All right, well, hey, I'm gonna wrap things up. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today, man. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, I was trying to think the last time we even spoke, right? And I think it's crazy enough in this scenes, it might have been when Keith Nesbitt and I played like I think it was at Edna Hill. No, not Edna Hill. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It was at Edna.
Yeah, we played like an intro, like a little opening set before one of the shows.
You did. You guys were cool enough to cruise in, and and I think his sister was in the show.
Yeah.
It
must have been
Caitlin.
Like 2008 or 9, I think.
Yeah.
So it was like that's when him and I were playing a lot together.
Are you still in touch with Keith at all?
A little bit. I could be better, and he reached out to me recently. He's doing something. He's always off doing something fun. I can never keep track of where he is.
Yeah. Well, if you do talk to him, say hello for me. That'd be cool.
I will. Yeah.
Right on. Excellent.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Bart.
Oh man, absolutely my pleasure. And I look forward to seeing the like you called it, the medley coming out, right? I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I'm gonna go check out Coco too. I gotta check all this stuff out.
Yeah, you got your work cut out for you. You got time.
I got time. All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, thanks, Bart. You too. Stay safe.
You too.